Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Tucson. Good morning, the county of Pima. Guess what? Yes, I know you saying it. I hear his voice back in the studio. I'm back. Dr. Holt is in the building, and we are excited to be back. So I've been gone most of all of September, so it was good to get back into the building in October. My work as the trauma doctor all over the nation supporting trauma. So it seemed like my whole schedule just worked out to be out of the studio for the month of September. So we are thankful for my boy Tom holding it down in the studio, doing his thing. We are so appreciative of him. But look, I'm back. You hear it. You know I said every weekend, every Saturday morning, it's the Fresh Start Show with Dr. Holt. And the co-host Tom is in the building. And so let's go get up this Saturday morning. Go get your cream of wheat. Go get your oatmeal. If you need a bagel or two, let's go. Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Captain Crunch. It's going down on the Fresh Start Show. Listen, we are excited. I'm pumped. Yeah, I'm back home. I'm glad to be back in the studio, in the building to meet all of our folks, all of our families of the Tucson community. We are so excited. Listen, just in a few weeks, we've been talking about this all freaking year. Fresh Start Expo is coming to you October 19th. That's a few weeks away. Listen, get your cousin them, get your brother them, get Ray, get Pookie. I mean, get everybody. Come down and meet us at the Tucson Convention Center, October 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Listen, in another week, another promo is coming. It's going to be hype. It's going to be didactic. It's going to be prolific and powerful, impactful. So watch out for that promo that's coming. I just recorded the Phoenix Expo promo, so that's coming. So we're going to have 2 promo videos going, inviting one for Tucson and one for Phoenix within another week or so. Listen, there's nothing like the Fresh Start Expo. We are the ultimate one-stop shop. 2, we are also Tucson's largest public safety event in the city. And it's going to be our 4th annual expo. We have been at the TCC for 4 years now. I can't even believe that this is our 4th one.
Years.
And listen, we're going to help you to get you a real fresh start. How do we do that? I'm glad you asked me. I'm going to tell you for free. And here it is. We got all the courts. Every court in the southern region will be back with us at Fresh Start. What makes us different when we talk about reentry and what makes us different when we talk about restorative justice is that we are the one that brings the judicial system with us live hearing cases. Can you imagine a judge takes off his robe and leave his gavel at the court and put on some blue jeans and a polo and come down and meet regular, ordinary citizens to help them adjudicate cases and to address their legal issues? We're going to have our courts from city courts, magistrates. We're going to have justice of the peace from the justice courts. We're going to have superior courts. That's our felony courts that's going to be helping us help our brothers and sisters to address their legal issues. Well, what kind of legal issues, Dr. Holt, are you talking about? I'm glad you asked me. And again, this information is going to be for free. What we're doing, we're going to help people to quash warrants. We're helping people with suspended driver's license. So if you've been taking a risk going to work with a suspended driver's license, guess what? You don't have to do that no more. You can come to the Fresh Start Expo and we can get you straight, get you legit, get you valid, and get you legal. If you had a failure to appear because you didn't show up for court, you probably have some warrant out there. And all you got to do is just get pulled over for either speeding or get pulled over for doing whatever. Even your signal light is out. If you get pulled over, they run that tag. You probably got a warrant. You're probably going to go to jail.
And that's going to cost a lot more than it did
cost
originally.
A whole lot more. So we're trying to save you some dollars. Come down to the Fresh Start Expo, and we're gonna have the judges to help you to quash those warrants. Tom, you heard it before. I got $12,000 worth of tickets, court fees, and fines. There is no way the Fresh Start program can help me. And let me tell you, I'm gonna blow your mind. We just had our small event at one of our empowerment clinics, and we had a young lady said I had $18,000. Listen, $18,000, and our judge had reduced, and some of that, all they had to do was a year of probation, and then a lot of that was squashed right then and there. And because of that, now she can put more money on, put more food on the table, or keep her lights on, or be able to pay her rent or mortgage instead of trying to juggle, should I pay court or should I keep my babies in my home? These are the amazing things that we're doing time in and time out. And this is just some of the stories. On the felony side, we are sealing felony records. There's a new legislation that's helping the individuals now that you can seal your records if you qualify. Of course, we've been helping people to get their voters' rights back. If you come in time, you can vote in time for the next election. We're doing all kinds of things, from haircuts, getting free haircuts, getting clothes, behavioral health, felony-friendly housing, felony-friendly employment. That's all going to be at the same house. In other words, it's like restorative justice and Disneyland at the same time. And it's all going on simultaneously from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And all of the services that we offer here, you would think that it would cost you about $599 to register and get in. You would think that perhaps it would cost you $199 to register and get some of these stuff.
How much does it cost, Dr. Holt?
Let me flow. You messing up my flow. You would think it'd cost you $49 or cost you $25 to register. It doesn't even cost you 99 cents. It costs you nothing but free and your effort of getting down to the TCC. So get down to the TCC. It's going down October 19th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be very powerful and impactful. It's a joy to see people who had some legal issues and thought that their future was all over, and they can only just settle for some small opportunities or settle for a little job. And if we help you clear up your background, not only you can get a job, you can build a career, you can become an entrepreneur, do some great things. So come down October 19th. It's going down from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then for our brothers and sisters who's in the Phoenix area,
come on.
Fresh Start is coming to Maricopa County. You asked, I heard, and now we're delivering. You said, Dr. Holt, I appreciate what y'all doing in Pima County, but I got family in Maricopa that's having some same issues. Well, guess what? We're coming November the 2nd at the Grand Canyon University on Camelback. It's going down. We're locking down both counties, Pima County and Maricopa County. We're making a difference, and we're excited. So come out, meet me there, beat me there at 2600 Camelback in Phoenix, November 2nd for the Fresh Start Expo in Phoenix. Let's go. It's happening, and we're excited, and we're going to give you more information at the end of our episode today. But without further ado, we have a special guest in the building that's running for Pima County Sheriff, and we're excited for her. We're excited for her drive, her principles, and I'm going to ask Tom to give us a formal introduction.
Amen. Thank you. First and foremost, get on the website and get to the QR code and get registered. Okay, because if you register your stuff and you need resources there, they're going to forward it to the public defender's office, and the public defender is going to have your case already drawn up the day you get there. So get on there, get on the QR code, and get registered. Now, right now, we've got an election, and you know on this show, we are constantly talking about the Pima County Jail. We are constantly talking about safety in the city. We're constantly talking about the homeless situation on the outskirts of the city. And let's get it right from the source. what we need to do and what our future is going to look like with if she gets elected as the sheriff. And I'd like to bring in Heather Lappin, who has worked with the Sheriff's Department for many years, but I'll let her explain that and bring it in and talk to us a little about what we're going to look forward to in the election. And remember, you have to be registered by October 7th. Heather Lappin.
Thank you so much, Tom and Dr. Holt. I appreciate you having me on today. Well, my name is Heather Lappin, obviously, and I'm running for Pima County Sheriff. I have worked for the department for, I'm going to hit 20 years in December, and then we just hit 19 as commissioned deputies. So we just had our anniversary, so the countdown to 20 begins for our class anyway. We were 053 was our class. We were the last class to go through SELETSI, which is a TPD academy. So I've had a pretty great career, worked a variety of assignments, patrol, and I've worked specialty patrol assignments, super, high speed, fun stuff. And then I went into training right away. Well, about 2011, I went into training, and I was in and out of training in various roles in the department. So I'm very big on education. I'm very big on training. I believe that law enforcement, it's not what I believe. I believe society is asking for a more professionalized law enforcement, and both inside the jail and as deputies. And so because of that, I'm such a big proponent of training and education in the department. So I have, so I've worked a variety of assignments. I promoted through to lieutenant, and as a lieutenant, I've run a couple districts, 2 patrol districts, San Javier and Green Valley. And I have also worked in our training section. I was our training section commander for a while, which is our range and all of our training and our academy. But I also was able to travel around Arizona with the Arizona Post, which is our governing board for law enforcement. And I trained other agencies in Arizona on the leadership team. So we trained leadership principles, which was a phenomenal experience for me. And I met a lot of great mentors. But I never thought I would be here. I never thought I would be running for sheriff. It was never in the plans, in my mind anyway, but we all know God has different plans for us. And I saw what I believe to be a troubling void in leadership. We have people in office right now that have done a great service to our community, right? 40 years, 30 years. We have a lot of people that have given a lot of their time to this community. But emotional intelligence, self-awareness lets us know if we lack it, we might not know when it's time to step aside, right? And so I believe that society is asking for a different form of law enforcement. Society is asking for a different direction for leadership in law enforcement. And so I believe that I can fill that gap, fill that role. I'm a big people person, so I believe in relationships, and so once I figured out that this is what I was supposed to do, I can honestly tell you this is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. You're basically putting your face on the bullseye of a dartboard, and you're saying, come at me. And what you will know about me is that I'm real. I'm a real person. I don't sit on a pedestal with judgment on any way. Tom was telling me a story today, and I'm just like, I was in tears listening to a story. I love what you do as a trauma doctor. I'm a very, very interested in all that because I'm a real person. I've had trauma. I have, I'm very open about this, but I have, my oldest son is struggled with addiction for many years. And, well, he'll always be an addict, obviously, but he struggled with addiction, and going through what I went through and the feeling of helplessness, the feeling of the inability to do anything, understanding that I had to hold boundaries with him. I had to hold him accountable. I had him arrested. I put him in different facilities over and over and over. I kicked him out of the house, several things like that. But I never stopped loving him throughout that entire time. I maintained that love bond with him, and I think that translates to community.
Let me ask you, so that the community do not assume. I think it's very important that we talk about the office that you're running for. What is the sheriff for our county? And what is this function, and how is it different from the police chief?
So the police chief is appointed by the city council, which is different than an elected official. So there's a little bit of a difference in accountability there, because really the people are who the sheriff is beholden to. And as you may have seen with some headlines recently, when things don't go the way the people want, they have a harder time holding this office accountable. So you have to be very careful who is put in that position. But it's the highest law enforcement position in the county, and they run the jail. Obviously, we know that they're in charge of the jail. ARS, or Arizona Revised Statute, says that we have to maintain and run the jail, and we have to maintain and run search and rescue team. So that's literally what ARS says we have to do. But we have 1,500 employees at the Sheriff's Department. We have 9,000 square miles of land that we patrol, and we are responsible for the public safety. I believe that's the primary mission of law enforcement, of the Sheriff's Department, is the public safety and is maintaining a safe, secure jail. As we were talking about, I am in there. I work in there. I was put in there in November of 23, and I am amazed at what these corrections officers do. Are we all perfect? Absolutely not. I will never say that. Could we use more training? Could we use more? Yes. The answers to everything is yes. But I get to watch a lot of heroicism when I'm in the jail. And I get to see, we had a gentleman have a seizure just yesterday, and he was sitting on the bench. He fell off the bench. He started having a seizure, and these corrections officers ran, and it's like nobody even has to talk. One goes and gets a blanket for his head. One's holding him so he's not biting himself. The nurse is coming down, and it's such great. It's great to watch that, because it restores my faith in humanity sometimes. And then when it was the first seizure he ever had, so when he came out of that seizure, he wanted to fight. I don't know if you know that, but that's a side effect. And so they were able to maintain him without hurting him and keeping him safe. And so I was super impressed with that. And I think I got off on a tangent, so I apologize.
No, that's fine. We only got 7 minutes, so we got to get these questions in. One of the things I want to do, and Tom can follow up, is we talked about this starting before the show, is saying, what would Heather's first 100 days as elected sheriff look like for the community? Sure.
So for the community, I'm gonna go back just a little bit, but prior to being pinned, I guess, or being appointed from the Board of Supervisors, I would definitely have my leadership team in place. I am very superstitious, kind of, so I don't talk about it too much right now, but that is utmost importance, because it matters who is influencing the rest of the department. So that's the first thing I have to do. But the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to restore patrol staffing, because I don't believe it should be called community policing. I believe it should be called relationship policing. I believe that the society today is demanding, not requesting, they're demanding that we are, just like Sir Robert Peel said, the police are the community are the police. We are not oppressors. We are not there to hold power over anybody. We're there to be problem solvers. And I think as problem solvers, we cannot do that when we don't have patrol staffing. Our patrol staffing has been cut by a third, and we need to replenish that so that we can do the job the community is demanding that we do.
You were saying that 1,500 is the number. What is the number supposed to be adequately staffed?
So I will say that since this administration has they've been running very large academies and to replenish that staffing. So yes, the numbers are up. I would love another hundreds corrections officers. We don't have the allotted PCNs or those numbers to have that, and I would love another 100 deputies. That would be relationships built with the Board of Supervisors to create funding for that, because you have to look at nationwide how many cops you have per 1,000 people in your area. But I also think that it's important that you focus on quality over quantity. I'm not bashing anybody that works for our department, but I have seen the standards lowered to nothing. I'll just put it bluntly. I mean, and you were even talking about it. You don't even have to jump the wall to get into the police academy. You don't even have to do a sit up. You don't even have to
run a mile anymore.
You don't do any of that.
And you drive a golf cart.
Yeah. And I'm like, and they think, oh, well, they'll just teach them how to do all that in the academy. Well, that just puts so much pressure on our people in the academy. Yeah. And we're not miracle workers. So, but you also have to look at you have to gauge emotional intelligence, and you have to gauge character because I believe we should hire for character and train for skill. And that is the way you build from the ground up, you build a better department. So I kind of answered the question, but we are staffed. We are staffed, but I will also tell you that our institution, our guys and gals with institutional knowledge are leaving in droves to Marana for one. Marana is one agency that's taking our people. We're having people retire and go work for Marana, the airport, DPS, and we're having the just deputies leave to go to Marana. And I could tell you story after story, but I know we're running out of time. So we're replenishing with new people. So what does that look like on the streets? You have babies training babies, right? So we're losing that institutional knowledge of how to do things the right way, how to be safe to do things. They're training each other, and I would like to change that.
So there was a vacuum where you lost a whole bunch of sergeants that were able to train people up, and because they never went to lieutenant, they went to another force where they were going to get paid better, and you lost them. So, and these guys didn't train anybody to begin with. They just sat in their offices and did what they did. So these guys coming up had nobody. Right.
They're training each other with, and even off of FTO, which are field training, you go through the academy and then you go on FTO, and then you go out to the streets, and they say, do not call your friends. We know it's probably easier to call your friends to ask for answers. You need to call the seasoned guys and girls. Those are the people you need to be asking the questions to. But it's going away because we're losing them to other agencies. So do we have numbers? We have numbers. What are our numbers? Our numbers are quantity over quality.
All right. As we're getting down to the 2-minute closeout, I want to just give you last 30 seconds. Why should the members of our community vote for you as sheriff?
Thank you. First of all, my website is heatherforsheriff.com, heather4sheriff.com. I have the Pima County Deputies Organization, which has 256 of our 343 commissioned deputies. I have the Fraternal Order of Police, which is 175 out of 343, and there's some dual memberships. I have the line level staff supporting me. They've known me my whole career. They wouldn't be supporting me if I wasn't competent and with character. They know we need change. Pima County needs change. The good old boy system has got to go away. We have to create a professional environment for our community and for our employees.
Awesome. You heard it. So get out to vote, get registered, get out to vote, and let's make change. Do not sit and vote for the couch. Make a choice, right? Get up and vote and make your voices be heard. All right, we're closing out time. What we have in the community?
I think we need a fresh start, bro. That's all I'm saying. We've seen a lot of the same for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
That mindset has not changed since I was in there 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And that says something to what we're talking about here.
Awesome.
And somebody that cares about the holistic approach to this.
Yeah.
Amen, bro, because that's what we're looking at, fresh start.
All right, all right. We're looking for you to come on out and see us on October 19th at 9 a.m. Don't show up at 9 a.m. Get there at 8 a.m. because there's usually a line. So get out there. Please go to our website and register because it helps us to get a bigger picture of how much we need to be of a service to you. All right. Remember our motto: mistakes should only be a life lesson and not a life sentence. So let's come on out. Let's make a difference. And if you don't go to church, go find a house of God, a house of worship to go to on Sunday, and get your life right. All right. Take care. God bless. We look forward to seeing you soon. Fresh start.